Hi fellow third world prepper and survivalist. Today I'll show you something how to make an inexpensive survival tool into one that builds confidence and makes you feel easy without really burning your packet. So here we go. One of the most important tool to have is a machete. Now this survival tool is something that we all need to have in person where we're out in the wilderness. But I have here is a 400 peso bolo from Albay Tobacco, which I bought in the province. But as you can see, it's made from local steel. Normally they make this from lip spring, and it has a thick handle, but you notice it's thick, it's very sharp, nice blade, and the weight is just enough for you to perform quite heavy task if you're out there. Now it has a wooden sheet, and look at the color. It's kind of flimsy, but it will serve its purpose. So what I did was first change the ugly color, trim down the handle, and came up with something that really built my confidence. Although I can go on the mountain with this thing, but you see, you have to build your confidence a little bit more for your survival. So after some repainting and all the other things, I came up with this. This is my survival bottle. But you can see, I painted the handle, trimmed the handle, and painted that with camouflage brown. And then added a few things. First, to secure this thing from falling off, I had the lanyard made. And then added this paracord bracelet. And then, of course, blew the thing, but I heated it and added oil. Sharpened it well, still sharp up to now. I've used it recently, trimmed down leaves and from the trees that fell off from the Glenda typhoon. So there. Now the size has been trimmed to my hand, my smallish hand, so you can see. Now, what I added here terribly is repurposed items from my old gear. So, one of them is this Fox It pouch, and then a friend gave me this waterproof pill container, which I added some of my medicine. But actually, these are painkillers, you know, those regular things for colds. So that one's hooked. There's a considerable amount of cordage here in case you need to need it for your shelter. And there's a repurposed, you know, it's a political baller band, but I use it to hold this thing in place. Now before I open that, let me show you this one. This is rubber, which you can use to make slingshot or whatever you need it for, but I don't really have to make a slingshot because I have here a small slingshot at the end. So that's rubber. You can use that to start fire or whatever you want. So you see, there is a small slingshot you can use for hunting small game. There you are. Then there's small pellets. But of course I have extra marbles in my bag which I use. Marbles are used because these things are easier to shoot at, so it's wrapped to protect that. And then you see the original color orange still showing up from the brown camouflage paint. And then this one, I have a flexible band attached to my leg so that this thing doesn't move when I run. I'm carrying this stuff. Now, before the pockets pouch, you see this one, added this. This is an army knife, but it's not sharp enough, so I have it sharpened by a smith. And I have a paracord handle added for grip. But the purpose of this is that I'm going to remove this paracord and tie it to a long pole so I can have something to hunt, you know, and extra protection too. Okay, so it's very sharp, small cutting. And now let's go to the pockets. What's inside the pockets actually? So I broke the back, so I cannot use it anymore, but here you are. You have a fire starter. Of course, what is to be in the wild without a fire starter? So you have one there, and of course the striker. Then, honey, I have a fishing kit. There you are. A small fishing kit. Everything there. Hook, backup hook, and this one to tie to the pole, wherever you get the pole out in the wild. So that's a fishing kit with about 5 feet of nylon cord. And then of course, before you can start your fire, you need some light to go through if you're caught in the dark. So I have a small flashlight. So just LED flashlight, small. And then for cuts, you have band-aids. And of course, sharpening stone. Wherever you go, use a sharpening stone to keep things very sharp out there in the wild. Okay, so, and then these plastic ties to help you get through a lot of tying needs out there. So that's basically some of my repurpose. Of course, I added this from an old pistol. So there's plastic ties to secure it there. And then of course that goes to your belt. An extra utility part of the bracelet. And then this one goes around your waist. You can actually adjust it to your size. So this is actually one of those third world tool that I can say give me confidence, and I'm sure I can live through the forest or anywhere in the wild with just this one tool that I have, of course, remodeled. So from a crude third world bolo, you get something that really gives you a little bit more confidence, you know, when you're out there. So I hope you can make one like this. Just add it all those other components and you'll be good. Thank you for watching. This is Third World Prepper and Survivalist.